There are 23 people in the Brown family, not counting in-laws and grandkids, just 5 parents and 18 children, so 23 Browns. Not a single Virgo. Virgos are systematic and practical. They like things to move in a logical order. So you say we're going to move from point A to point B, Virgos are going to ask you why, and they want to know how. This family has none of those. Also no Cancers. Cancers are sensitive and emotional. They're known to be nurturing and protective of their loved ones. The Browns have none of those either, but they do have a lot of Capricorns and Aries. At the head of the family is Cody Brown, born January 17th, 1969, which makes Kody a Capricorn. Capricorns are known to be friendly and cheerful. Just picture Kody in the first few episodes of the show. He was downright bubbly. Capricorns are known to be hardworking and ambitious, which can sometimes develop into stressful amounts of overachieving. Their life might be fine and they'll still choose to take on more work. I mean, imagine having 3 wives and 12, 13 kids. Things aren't perfect, but they're okay. And then you decide that isn't enough. Now I got to take on 1 more wife and adopt her 3 kids, and then we're going to have 2 more kids. Capricorns, like Kody, are known to take on so much more work than they have to, and they can become super stressed out by it. They might try to manage the stress of their overachievement by creating big plans and then getting lost in the details. And in order to make those plans come to life, they're willing to become controlling. They'll try to control themselves and those around them if they think that's what it will take to make their big dreams come true. And it's often in their attempts to control themselves and their families that things just blow up. Now, is this not Cody Brown to a T? We just have to look at the way Kody handled COVID. Talk about stress and control. Everything I just said about Kody, apply that to Meri too, because having been born on January 16th, 1971, Meri is also a Capricorn. In some ways, I think Meri was the perfect first wife for Kody. As 2 young Capricorns, they likely were both very responsible and self-disciplined, and they were not afraid of taking on a really big, difficult task, like opening up their marriage to plural wives. Obviously, this double Capricorn relationship did not work out, and I'm learning that astrologically, that's kind of to be expected. When 2 Capricorns get together, one of them has to be willing to admit that they're not the best. And if no one is willing to do that, then there might be constant conflict over who knows the most, who contributes the most, who gets to lead, and who gets to make the decisions. Remember, Capricorns are known to be overachievers. And when 2 overachievers are in a relationship together, then sometimes things can get competitive. I think that competitive energy showed up many times in their relationship, but particularly when Kody melted down his wedding ring. In case you missed it, in season 18, we heard the terrible story of Kody melting down the wedding ring he received from Meri. So remember, when they got married, it was just the 2 of them, Kody and Meri, and they exchanged rings as married people do, and Kody wore that ring for a while. Well, over the years, they added 2 more wives, and of course, they all wanted to be a part of the ring situation, so they got the Claddagh rings, which were a big deal, in early seasons. So they all had Claddagh rings, but apparently, the part of the story they didn't share with us until season 18 was that around the time when Kody started dating Robyn, he decided that he did not even want the ring that Meri had given him, and he melted it down. In a recent interview with People magazine, Janelle said that Kody told her he melted down the ring so that he could use the gold to make rings for some of their kids. I don't know if that's true, because Meri said that Kody told her he melted down the ring because he did not want Meri to have claim on him. Definitely let me know what your analysis of that situation is, but to me, there is something that feels competitive about it. Melting down the rings was a real disproportionate exertion of power, and I don't think you would do that with someone you really love and care for, but you would do that, or someone might do that, if they had an antagonistic relationship, and one where they felt like they had to constantly show that, no, I'm the boss, and I get to decide how this goes. Of course, double Capricorn marriages can work, but I don't think Kody ever really had to make it work because he could always just get another wife. And that's what he did. On May 6, 1969, Janelle was born, which makes her a Taurus. Astrologically speaking, Janelle was destined to have a hard time when she entered this family of 2 Capricorns. Kody and Meri, in their own ways, were both formidable personalities, and I think they probably believed they knew the best way to do everything. Tauruses also like to be in control of their own experiences, and they like to believe that they know how to do some things, but they're usually much more introverted compared to Capricorns, or distant with their thoughts. I think this is probably why the three of them struggled so much in the beginning of their marriage. On page 46 of their book, Becoming Sister Wives, Janelle wrote about the first few years of the marriage. She wrote, "I didn't feel as if I had my own place in the house. Arguments would erupt over the smallest things, the right way to fold clothes, the right way to clean the kitchen. I felt challenged and confronted on all fronts. I lost my sense of self." In addition to being more reserved with their beliefs or the expression of their beliefs, Tauruses are sometimes viewed as lazy, which seems like it could drive an overachieving Capricorn crazy. But Taurus folks are not lazy. They just are really good at choosing what they want to spend their energy on, and they don't really like wasting their energy on anything else. I forget what episode it was, but there is a moment where Kody calls Janelle lazy. He said that she was lazy about following his COVID protocols, which was not fair because I do believe Janelle when later she said she was following all of the CDC guidelines. Her only challenge was that she could not control her grown children and what they did. Now, of course, that kind of language is not going to fly with a Capricorn like Kody, who believes that strength is manifested in your ability to control. Janelle closed her first chapter in the book by writing, "It wasn't until Kody married for the third time that things would begin to settle down in our household." Enter wife number 3. Christine was born on April 18, 1972, making her an Aries. Astrologically, I think she was the third wife that they needed. Aries are straightforward but diplomatic, friendly and courageous. Christine's personality helped bring the family together right when they needed it. She joined the family just a few months before Logan, the family's first child, was born. Because of her Aries personality, it also makes sense that Christine was the one who helped get this show started. She was brave enough to be in the public eye and personable and captivating enough to engage a big audience. It also makes sense then that she would be the first wife to leave. One challenge that's common in Capricorn-Aries relationships is that they both like to be in control, and we definitely saw that tension between Kody and Christine. I mean, do you remember way back in the beginning when Kody would drive hours to see Robyn, and Christine told Kody right to his face that he needed to stop, that he was going to ruin his existing family in his pursuit of Robyn? Of course, Christine was right, but it's notable that Christine was the one to say it. I imagine Meri and Janelle probably felt the same way, but they were not on camera saying it as clearly and boldly and frequently as Christine was. Speaking of Robyn, finally, an air sign enters the marriage. Robyn was born October 9th, 1978, which makes her a Libra. Libras are sometimes considered the easiest sign to get along with because they're so easygoing. They're known to be non-judgmental. They're known to bring balance and harmony to their surroundings. Now, of course, we know there's more to the story, but that balanced, harmonious vibe is definitely what Robyn tries to convey every time she's on screen. In a Capricorn-Libra relationship like Kody and Robyn's, the Libra will often try to help the Capricorn feel more secure, more relaxed. And a Capricorn man who feels like he's always got to go, 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 there's always more work to do, he can really benefit from a partner who reminds him that he is good enough and he has done enough. This totally jives with what we've seen of Robyn from the very beginning. She has wanted Kody to feel like her home was an escape from the stress of the rest of his life. And apparently that's a very Libra wife thing to do. Libras can offer unconditional support, and that's important when the Capricorn partner is always taking on big, overwhelming, stressful tasks. On a personal note, it was a time when I thought astrology was fake and it was all made up, and what's the point of even knowing any of this? But I really appreciate it so much now. If for no other reason than it's a reminder that two people could be in the same situation, looking at the same problem, and still walk away from it feeling like they had different experiences. And it's not like one is always right and the other is always wrong, but just we're destined to do life differently. And there are patterns in the differences. That's amazing. So the patterns in this family are important. At the heart was Capricorn Kody, who I think took on more work than he could handle. Then there was Capricorn Meri, who felt like she knew how to do everything better than everyone else. Next was Taurus Janelle, who was very conservative with her energy and willing to stay off to the side. Fourth was Aries Christine, who could bring everyone together, but was very much willing to stand up for herself when she felt like she was getting mistreated. And last, Libra Robyn, who was willing to support and encourage Kody no matter what. That's my reading of their signs. If you're into astrology and you have thoughts about any of this, please let all of us know what you think down in the comments. And if you're interested in any more astrology stuff, like the kids and how they interacted with the parents and all that, let me know. I'm not an expert, but I'm a Virgo, and I like reading and finding the details and putting all this information together, okay? Thank you so much for being here. If you haven't yet, please subscribe so we can stay in touch, all right? Thanks for being here. Take care. Bye.